Oh,
I do, so I'm not voting.
what you think?
Yeah, I'm not gonna vote when the vote comes up. Okay.
From the water.
No. Are we live?
Oh, we'll.
Wow.
Everybody good?
Yes.
Good to go? Sure. All right, we're gonna finish up the work session. We've actually been doing some board interviews in the back, and so that is open to the public if anyone wanted to come to those interviews. The next one on the work session agenda tonight is Chelsea Lawson. Is she here? Chelsea Lawson. I do not see her. All right, the next one on the agenda is William Underwood. So, Mr. Underwood, you know, 5 minutes, and I'll let you know when you're at 4.
When I have a minute, thank you.
When you have a minute left. Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, I want to thank the city. As you know, I sued you because Brittany Walker and the mayor, the former mayor, Lockhart, overcharged me for freedom of information. They charged me $500. I want to thank the city for paying me $500 because they were wrong and lied, and I won my case. I thought I'd bring that to your attention. I see Ms. Walker isn't here tonight. I want to talk to you. On April 20th, you passed Bill 3443-26. That was a bill that you told the citizens here you were going to buy 57 acres of property for $47,000 an acre. When you said you were going to do this, I went over to the tax assessors, and I think some of you did after I did, but I found out you were paying $47,000 for acreage, 10 acres KRW didn't own. In fact, in 1929, when that plot of land over there near Highway 72 was begun, 10 acres had been given to the city. And over the years, some of that had been vacated. But when you entertained paying KRW $47,000 an acre, they were making you pay $47,000 an acre for property that you owned. There's a movie, it was Cool Hand Luke. In the movie, it got an Academy Award, but one of the famous lines of it was, "What we have here is a failure to communicate." And the first time I spoke to y'all about a year and a half ago, there's no transparency with any of y'all up there. You don't tell the citizens anything you're going to do. You have Brittany Walker that could be a PR person. You haven't told the citizens, even as I talk to you today, that you spent $2.3 million and bought 47 acres of property that is what's in controversy for the Sportsplex. I want to remind you of something else all four of you did. About a year and a half ago, under Mayor Lockhart, you passed another bill. You said you would pay those engineers. You know, we seem to forget that you've paid 3 engineers and you've paid a company in Florida $400,000. You would have that money back in the coffers of the city of Muscle Shoals within a year. You failed to do that. I'm going to bring it up at your next meeting. I'm going to give you your handout. And I think citizens want to know, if you said you were going to pay it, why you haven't paid it back. Now, getting back to the lands you bought for $2.3 million, it only appraises for $530,000. The tax assessor, Tommy Oswalt, and them have appraised it for the last 5 years for $500,000. Yet, y'all are like lemmings following Miss Clark to the sea. Miss Clark wanted to know what she has done. There's caricatures that run around in the newspaper and on the internet. And she asked, what have I done? Miss Clark's a real estate agent. I feel like she led you, Mr. Linville. Y'all came up with $47,000 per acre for that SportsPix property. You're going to bankrupt the city. Y'all are going to pay $90 million to get this done. Rip them off Thompson and Swamp Sock will follow everything that Miss Clark says.
Mr. Underwood, you're much better than that. Please refrain from the personal attack.
I am
This is
allowed
Council
to
Shaw's.
at
You
least
don't need to
poke
do
fun
that.
at them, okay?
You have 1 minute.
You know, I called the Ethics Commission on y'all because this really stinks, buying this sports complex. You've now got the citizens $4 million in debt. Just to get off that road will cost you $1 million off of 72. I called the Ethics Commission. I told them all about that, and they said, God, this is horrible. This is really horrible. But you know what? We don't investigate stupid. Thank you.
Thank you for your time. All right. The next up is the discussion of the annual loss control report from AMIC. So has everyone been able to review that report? Look at that report? Everybody got that report? Mayor, you got that report? So in that report, it was stated that some of the trucks are not up to standard. Specifically that older truck that's at the pumping station, and the money that would cost to upgrade that truck, in my opinion, I don't know about the other council, they can speak, their sales would cost us too much money to upgrade that truck for it to be a safe truck.
How much money is it gonna cost to upgrade that truck?
Well, we haven't got any estimates yet to upgrade that truck. That truck was actually surplused and was supposed to be done away with. Is that correct, Chief? So that truck was not even supposed to be back in the fleet. We voted on to surplus that truck.
Well, I don't think we ever voted on it. My intent for it was surplus before I brought it to your surplus. The mayor didn't have time to move it to a different department.
So we haven't surplused it yet.
Not surplus, and I never did went that route because I don't want to give something away that we could use somewhere. So when the mayor continued about using it somewhere else, my issue with the truck is it's old. It has some minor, the only issues we knew of on the truck was it had 3 roll lugs that needed to be replaced, and that's a wintertime issue for getting when we got through the last 2 pickups up we got, we pushed the side, stopped using it just because occasionally it was hard to crank, battery, having issues because of the 3 roll lugs. I didn't think they need to put any money into it. And my plan was to surplus, but I didn't know what the plan for anything else was within the city. So my plan was surplus. I never brought that to surplus. So from that point, when the truck left me, it just needed a little attention. It wasn't, my guys were using quick parts. When we were using it, and I say this because I was on the place on the fire where we take care of the trucks. And I challenge anybody to go look at any of them right now. They're always clean, they're always serviced, they run, they work like they're supposed to. If there's something wrong with them, courthouse service, whatever service in. So from the fire department standpoint, I don't want us to think the fire department's got a bunch of company doesn't work and we're giving it away. When it left me, it was fine.
Okay.
Now, I haven't seen it much, so from that point, I do not know.
So how long has it been away from the fire department, do you think?
When did we,
Probably about 5, 6 months.
5, 6?
Let me ask you something, Chief. So when that truck left you, it was considered safe, correct?
we were still using it until I got approved by the 10 units, and then we stopped using it because 2 units came in for quick. Right? Actually, they were rolling lots of stuff.
Okay, the report that came back said that the truck was unsafe and it went into the 2006. Is that,
506, I'm not 100% sure on that, but it was either 05.
okay, but when the report came back, it said the truck was unsafe and the chief here says the truck was safe. So my question is, why do we get a report back saying that the truck is unsafe?
Yeah, that would be Amex.
That's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
but that's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Well, not this
You know,
truck. I think
I was told that it was unreliable by more than
it
one
is
person.
unreliable. But unreliable and safe, not.
Okay.
And you guys are crazy, the battery said, nobody got hurt.
Well, why don't we,
That's why I think if any of you drive around the wheel fall off, that's me, that's.
Yeah.
So if our
So
insurance,
there's a difference there, you know, there's a lot of people speak up because the truck came from me, and we take care of our stuff. Now, the truck is old, and for public safety purposes, it wasn't a good fit for us anymore.
but basically,
That's where I'm at now, the rest yes, I mean,
Basically what you're saying, Chief, I'm like you, I'm not gonna put anybody in an unsafe truck or unsafe automobile.
But if
You know-
if our insurance company is stating, deeming
yeah,
it
I don't
unsafe.
know.
Yeah,
no, I'm
AMIC
not.
determined
Yeah,
it. AMIC determined that, not us.
Yeah, but you're not gonna lose your insurance over these trucks because the way I understand it and the way I've been doing my reading this weekend, we've got plenty of trucks, and me and Mr. Lindley have discussed this before on the phone. Mr. Lindley and I discussed the procedures that if we needed another truck down there, which I do not know why we do, when we have, I think, what, 8 men and 7 trucks down there at one time. I think we've got a 250 down there, so we can pull any
So do y'all
pump
have,
that we
do
need.
y'all have a 250 at the pump stations? Have one 250? How many men? 9, and how many trucks total, including the old truck? Five trucks.
What Mayor Hudson is stating about the insurance, you are correct. I don't think we will lose the insurance, but our policy, our premium that we actually pay could possibly go up when there's a
But
lot.
that's not what was said on the thing was that we were gonna lose our insurance. That's what was said.
So I don't know nothing about that. All I know is I think, AMIC will actually insure you, but the premium may go up due to what their findings were. And if their findings were that we've got something that's not deemed safe, they will write the policy, but with the saying that.
You know, Mr. Willis, I agree with you on that right there. I'm not gonna argue that point with you, but when I came in here as the mayor, the point I'm trying to make is this right here. We had all kinds of new trucks and automobiles in here. And we had some places that didn't even have vehicles that were usable. And so what I did when I came in, I made the decision that I do run the day-to-day operations. And the decision was made that we moved all the trucks around so we would not have to go in and buy different material and run our budget up on the taxpayers. And now from what I understand, and your recommendation was that we take all the trucks that we have now and leave them and take them back to where we were at, and then we buy new trucks. Is that correct? Is that what the
You
budget?
talking to?
I'm
Me?
talking to either anybody up here.
Oh.
I'll talk to anybody. So my question is, so instead of us looking at getting a truck up to standard, we're going to buy, how many trucks would you say, Mr. Lindley, if we have to buy?
I don't think we need to buy any trucks. In my opinion, the 250 truck that was taken, so when the 250 truck was taken from pumping stations, it sat out here in the parking lot at City Hall for weeks on weeks on weeks. And then the first group that we gave the truck did not use the truck. The truck sat there for weeks and weeks and didn't get moved. And then it went to another department. I don't know how many departments we've moved that truck to. And we have finally now moved that truck to the golf course. And according to the golf course superintendent, they do not need that truck. So I'm going based on what they're telling me about the truck. And
Well, you see, they're telling you totally different from what they
I'm
tell
just
me.
saying-
I understand what
Yeah,
you're saying.
I'm just saying what you, and so in my opinion, to save and keep our insurance down, if the golf course needs a truck to pull a trailer, they don't need the caution lights that those guys need to be on the side of the road for safety. We can take the 2006 truck, 5 or 6 red truck, fix the glow plugs in it and give it for them to pull a trailer because they're not out in the right of way. They're moving on the golf course and around the golf course moving trucks. And give that truck, the 250, back to the pumping station so they will have 2 F-250s to pull the pumps that they need to pull to the ponds. And I'm going to be passionate about it. I live in a neighborhood that has a pond and I don't want my house to flood again. But I feel like we need to give them at least that 250 back so that they can properly do their job, safely do their job. That's my opinion. I don't know if the other council has an opinion about that, but I feel like that truck needs to go back to pumping stations. And also the supervisor's truck that went to the building and license department, I do agree 100,000% on the building and license. They need a new truck. They need new trucks. The trucks they drive in a city that we need to look decent in our town, those are junk. I agree they need a truck, but they're also not working in the right of way that has a truck with $8,000 worth of lights on it is to protect those men that are in the right of way every day of their job. And unfortunately, I work for a utilities company and I understand safety in the right of way. And I don't want to be the person that has to tell their wife that they got ran over by a truck or whatever because the trucks didn't have the flashing lights on it or they were broke down on the side of the road. So I'm going to be passionate about it, Mayor. Me and you have discussed this over and over. I told you I would leave the trucks with the police department that you moved there. Just move those other tracks back. And you said you're hell bent on not moving those trucks.
No, I don't think I ever said I was hell bent.
Well, you said you're not
You
going
know-
to move those trucks back no matter what I say. So that's where I stand. I'm for the safety of the men that work for this department. And that's where I'm going to stand and I'll die on that mountain.
I'm for the safety for all the men too. But right now, I think we need to look at maybe having those other trucks and keep everything where we got it at. And let's take those other trucks and let's get them fixed to where they do have flashers on it they're using down there. I don't think we
So
need,
you're willing to spend $8,000 on a 2006 model truck that has the seat tore out of it, the steering wheel looks like it was made, that truck's old, it's used. So you're wanting to spend that kind of money, the taxpayers' monies on a truck that doesn't need to be done.
well,
And
no,
also, hold on,
go
Mayor.
ahead.
Also, so you have also been told by 3 attorneys and the state ALM that you do not have the authority that we control property, trucks, and equipment as a city council. And you have told our attorney that you will not move those trucks.
If y'all want to move, y'all gonna have to go get them.
We're not going to go get them. If the employees want to go get them, we're not going to touch them. The employees can go get those trucks and move them back to the departments. As a council, we cannot physically move those trucks.
Well, now you told me earlier you could.
No, I never said I would move them.
Y'all told me that y'all had the authority, ordinances that you passed, y'all can move them.
We do. We bought those trucks specifically in that resolution for the pumping stations. And you know that. You saw the resolution.
And
But you're-
they're old, they're 2020 trucks. They're not brand new. And then they're equipped
Well,
with the lighting and everything. And I'd just like to say this, Mayor, because you spoke a lot about storm drainage in your campaign.
You're
and
correct.
since you've been in the office. And so those guys that go in those ditches and go on the side of the road, we don't know when a storm, a flood is going to pop up. And I don't want them in that fire truck, a 2005 fire truck, when we've got one sitting on the golf course that the guy's driving back and home from the golf course home every day in a big 250 truck with all these safety lights that's not needed for the golf course. It's needed for our storm drainage department.
say that again,
That's-
Ms. Clark. Say what you just said again.
It's needed for the storm drainage.
The one that has the lights on it.
The
What you
one-
talking?
the 250 that has the lights on it, that was purchased to go up and down the ditches, into the flooding ponds, carry the pump. And we put, what was it, Donnie? They said $9,000 worth of safety
Safety
equipment on it.
yeah.
They need their truck back. That's my opinion.
Okay.
No disrespect to you,
Oh,
but
no,
that's just my
no,
opinion.
we, That's one of the good
and me-
things.
and me and you, Mayor, when you first became mayor, we discussed the truck. Excuse me, I get choked a little bit. We discussed the trucks and you said it was going to save us $250,000. In my opinion, those lives of those men that drive that truck, that need that truck safety is worth more than the $250,000 we're saving. And if the golf course needs a truck better than the dually, we can get an F-250 on state bid for
Or F-150.
F1. What do they need to pull a trailer? We can get that. And I'm 100% would wish that the building license department would say, we need 3 F-150s to get them out of those old junky trucks. They represent our city when they pull up to a house to do an inspection. That's the first thing that these builders and these contractors see. And a guy pulls up in a beat up truck that might crank or might not crank.
I agree with you on that right there, but that's why some of those trucks was moved, because we wouldn't buy these people if the building department
They
anything.
need a truck. They need a truck.
You
So
know,
we need to
I
buy
agree with you 100% on that. But,
So,
You know-
so all that to be said, we're gonna actually get the trucks back to the storm drainage, the trucks that they're in
but
need.
let me say this, Mr. Well, I'm not gonna get them there. I've done what I'm gonna do. Now, if they want to go get them, y'all said they can get them, and then we'll just have to go from there.
All right, does anybody disagree with the trucks going back to where they need to go? Not the trucks, not the SUVs we gave the police department. I'm 100% positive the police department needed those SUVs because I saw some of the SUVs they were driving. So I believe the 2 brand new SUVs that the mayor gave to the police department need to stay exactly where they're at. And then the 2 trucks go back to the department. Does anybody disagree with that or does anybody have an opinion?
But let me ask you, is that third truck they have there, is it a 250?
What's the 3rd truck that you have?
Yeah, F-150, F-250, and now we got F-350.
Okay.
not four-wheel drive. I don't know if I've ever tried putting four-wheel drive in something, that's about impossible.
Say it again, sir.
If you would like to convert it over to four-wheel drive so we can use it, by all means, we'll spend $20,000.
Okay.
All right, all right, does you agree, disagree, Chris?
I agree. The number one thing we need to look at is personnel safety. So I'm going to support that 100%. But whether we have the authority to do that or not, I'm not clear on that.
Okay.
If we have the.
Well,
authority
let me say this, Mr. Lindley,
Operation.
before we go on further. How come this, I mean, and I'm glad it's lost control division.
Yeah, I am
came
too.
up,
I'm glad it came in.
But again, this mayor's never informed,
Yeah, that's it.
never told.
Exactly. I agree with you, Mayor. I mean,
know-
we talk on a daily basis, and I agree until, I don't talk to the guys as much as I probably should, but looking at the report, that kind of opened my eyes. And when they said it's a safety issue, and the place I work at, safety is number one. And like Chris said, the safety of the man is more important than moving a truck just because we think we're saving money. If we've got the money to do
Well,
it,
okay,
let's do
yeah,
what
yeah,
we
my
do.
question is then why didn't this council take care of everybody instead of just a certain few?
Now, I wasn't on the council
No, wait,
then.
you was the last, how long was you on there for?
I've been on here a little over a year now, but I was not on here.
Okay,
But
so
now,
my-
here's the thing, if the department doesn't come to the city council and say they need a truck, then how are we gonna know they need a
I
truck?
think
That
any
comes forth in the
department head-
budget.
well, let me ask you this question then. How come when I was running, and I've said this before many times, how come we had all this money? And then all of a sudden, when I win the mayor's seat, we don't have any money?
Mayor, we still have the
Still
money.
have money.
We've
We never
been,
said
we've
that.
never been told you're not, you may have been told that.
That's what I've been told by
Well,
people up here.
We have
Huh?
money, Mayor. But anyway, so Chris
I'm
said,
okay with moving the trucks
you're okay
back.
with me. So Ken, are you okay? I mean, Willis, I'm
We're
sorry to
not-
jump you.
We're not actually voting, but yes.
Yes, if you're in opinion of moving the trucks back.
Yes, sir.
Ken, are you in opinion of moving the trucks back?
Okay, I just want to make sure because I did what I said I was going to do.
Yes, sir. You did
Okay.
exactly what you like, whoever told you to do that, you did exactly what they said. Yes, sir,
Okay,
Mayor.
so if they get their trucks, they're welcome to their trucks, but they're going to be moved on y'all's recommendation, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Our recommendation is to move the truck.
Can I ask a question since it's actually been moved from my department?
Yes, now you want the truck. No.
I don't want the truck. I've never wanted the truck. But the
Right.
truck was moved to my maintenance guys. When I initially asked for trucks in the budget year, it was for my athletic director. They were gonna be Maverick trucks. We discussed about that.
Yeah.
And those F-150s were going to my maintenance department. My maintenance was not in need of a truck. So the F-250 came to me. And I was told if we were gonna have a storm, anything like that, they could borrow the truck. I then let them borrow the truck. Once it was found out that I let them borrow the truck, then it was moved to the golf course.
Okay.
And in the process of me letting them borrow the truck, I was then written up and reprimanded by the mayor. I did not sign the reprimand because we have never had a policy with sharing in departments. Ken will call me, can you borrow this? Brian will call, we share things with each other. So I was reprimanded for not following a policy that we don't have about allowing another department to borrow the truck. So.
well, Ms. Woodall,
Whose
look,
responsibility can I move, do I have your authorization to move the truck?
Not my authorization, the council's authorization. Make sure this is a 5-panel council. I'm 1/5.
I just want to make sure if the truck gets moved tomorrow,
Yes.
that I'm not called back into HR.
But we've got to confirm that we have that authority.
So we've been confirmed by our attorney. We've also been confirmed by the Alabama League of Municipalities. I can't say that word.
Municipality.
And we've also been confirmed during a hearing that we had here for 3.5 hours by another attorney that is the law. And I respect the mayor's, what he reads in there. It's up to interpretation. Attorneys, and I'm gonna speak, a lot of times, I don't speak lawyerese. So attorneys, a lot of times, it's opinions and it goes back and forth. But if it's an opinion, we can form our own opinion as a council of what we think. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. The law gives a general administrative responsibility for city government to the mayor. However, anytime the city council is specific on either a purchase or some other type of item, then the mayor follows that because that's what the law says. So you do have the authority to specify that a certain piece of equipment be used by a certain department.
Okay.
Well, I just want to say that for all departments, fire, police, street and sanitation, everybody, we want everybody to have what they need. And if they come to us in their budget and ask for vehicles and we approve those vehicles through a resolution, like was done for the 250 and the F-150 for storm drainage, that was a resolution that we made those purchases specifically for that department. And that's why I think they should stay there. And I believe that for every department. I wouldn't want to call Clint up and say, hey, those 2 vehicles we gave you, we've decided the golf course needs them or that Dawn needs them, and take them away. I don't think that's fair for anybody.
All right. Does anybody have any more discussion on the vehicle?
I got a few more discussions
All right.
about some things I want to say here.
All right.
You know, just like the police department, for instance. I do know from being on the previous council back in 96, you got to rotate your fleet and you got to keep everything. And right now, I would say he's probably behind. How many cars do you need, Chief? 6
I knew it was
cars?
6, yeah.
So,
I agree. We need 6 police cars. I
so
don't have a problem with it.
my gripe is right here. I am for the safety. I think everyone knows that. I'm not against safety. But my thing is, if we're going to take care of one department, let's take care of all of them. Let's not just take care of who we want to take care of.
I'll scream that from the
You
roof.
know, let's take care of everybody.
I feel like that's.
No,
what we should
that
do.
has been the case. I'm just going to tell you, that's been the case. You know it and I know it. That's just as simple as I can put it.
So I
You
think
know.
any of our department heads, if there is a need of any equipment, I think you guys have always put in a request and talked to us about it. And I think we have really supported you guys. I think no one can say that we have. If Clint need vehicles, I think Clint has actually spoke to us and told us, we have told him, let's put the bid in and let's do it.
And just a quick,
On all departments.
just a quick
all
thing,
of them, yeah.
Chief. So the public knows, we are not changing the color of our police cars because we've seen,
Yeah.
we've seen the
I've been
new ones
having
that are
people
black and they
call
think,
Black and gold.
okay, but we're not changing the color.
Hey, was
Let
that
me-
the
let me
one- was that the
take-
one, Clint, that was in the wreck, that when we had a wreck and we
Yeah.
had to replace one? I
Okay, we're
wonder-
not changing the color of our police.
Let me take the blame for that. You know, we're not going to blame the chief, the color.
We're not blaming him.
No,
No, that's fine. But the reason why we went and got that color of that car,
it's
because
cheap.
the chief said, you know, if we can get a car, we're going to get a car.
That's
Yeah,
right.
and it was ready
So,
right then.
and that was the decision I made, but evidently I'm not been making good decisions according to some of y'all up here, but that's fine.
I think you make
That's
the right
fine.
decision.
I'm gonna
Mayor.
keep making them just whether, you know, that's all I can say,
That's right.
you know. But,
Sounds like,
you know,
All of us are
y'all made a statement. I can live with it. So we'll just go with it.
Thank
But
you,
now,
Mayor.
but the only other thing I want to say, President Lindley, is
Yes,
this.
sir.
When we have our budget hearings, not only do we need cars for different other places, but we also need personnel. You know,
I agree.
we need some
know
more
that.
personnel down at the golf course for Director Woodall.
I agree.
I think we're short there.
I agree.
And you shouldn't be short anymore at your park and rec or anything. I think you've got plenty there. But you know, if we're going to run a golf course down there, we need to run it, you know, the correct way.
Yeah, we're fixing to get on the golf course next.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
So the AMIT report, they've already taken care of the AMIT report. They've already filed the AMIT report and it's all sent in. And so we're good on the AMIT
We're
report.
good.
We're good on the AMIT report now.
and so everyone knows the AMIC report is from our insurance providers.
Yes, there we go. So all right now, so I think we beat item D, the horse to death. Anyway, and it was some good discussion. So the next discussion is a proposal for the Cypress Lace Golf Cart Path Resurfacing Project. And I guess I've been doing it wrong. I've been doing all the talk, so I'm gonna just go place by place. So Mr. Councilman Hall, do you have any discussion about the Cypress Lakes Golf Cart Path?
I'm all for it.
He's all for the golf cart path. We do know the two estimates, right? 4.3 million and
Yeah,
800,000.
that's too high.
That's too high. What-
Let me kind of tell you where I was at on the golf course. How many of y'all have actually rode that whole golf course, rode those golf paths?
I have not.
I have.
Two, I have. And, I would use that language, but I can't use it up here. But, anyway, when I got out of that golf cart, it beat me to death. I'll just tell you. Now, some of y'all up here are on the political end of this, and I can understand that, but I'm on what's good for the golfers. And I think that's what we need to look at. And I think, you know, one of the person or people or group that gave me money, they put in a bid for that. I don't care if they get it
Well,
or not.
now we haven't bid it.
Well,
We just
yeah.
got quotes.
They
Hadn't bid it.
quotes.
Yeah,
Okay,
quotes. There
let
you
me,
go.
let me,
Yeah,
I'm
but
glad you, I'm glad you, you know,
It was
that,
over 4 million and they
So-
financed.
so, yeah, but that was, let's go ahead and let's talk about that for this minute. That was going from,
Explain it to them.
yeah, that was going from the ground up, he said. That was gonna go in there and churt everything up, take it all up and everything. But now, Mr. Williams, when we did the specs on that, you know, he did recommend that we get the smaller equipment in there, the small dump trucks and the small stuff to go in there and put the asphalt down. But, and supposedly in the bid specs, Mr. Williams going to include in fixing the whole golf course. And also, I do know that when Mr. Williams and I talked, that, we can get that financed over a 4-year period.
No, that's
Or,
not.
or we
4
could,
year- Which, 4-year for which one?
for the golf, the
How
golf,
much? For which amount?
oh, for the small amount too, both of them.
What was the small amount?
I
You said
think-
a while ago?
I think it came out to about, right at 800,000. Is that what it was?
Who is this with? I only knew about the 4.3.
We should have bidding.
And
That
then-
should be up.
Well,
to bid.
I gave that to Mr. Lindley. He should have sent that on
Yeah.
email.
I did,
Yeah.
I did. We did
And-
send her packet, but that's,
And that's what I gave Jasmine today.
Mr. Williams, when he looked at it, that's
Okay.
his rough estimate.
Okay.
Yeah, that's his rough
But
estimate.
now what's the deal with the financing? Because.
Okay, here's the way the finance was working on the 4 million thing. We was gonna do it for a 10-year period. Me and Mr. Lindley had talked about it, 6% interest per year. And on the one that we're looking at now, the 800,000.
Yeah.
You know, I think we ought to do that in a 4-year period, make 4 payments a year.
But why would we finance something like that if we don't need to do that?
Well, that's the
I was-
question.
I was
I'm glad you asked that
Yeah.
question, Mr.
I
Wood.
was kind of,
Because my question is, do you want to pay, we can either pay for it all at one time, or we can finance it, how you want to
I
do
was
it.
kind of insulted when that developer decided to give us that quote and then say that he would finance it. And it was kind of like, okay, I'm going to do you all a favor by financing it for the 4.3, and I listen.
But you know, 4.3 million and 800,000, that's a total different number right there. You know, I mean, I'm not a smart man, I'm really not. But if I was going to finance something, I would much rather finance a $4.3 million project than had 800,000. But those are the options. You can either pay, you know, but I think the 4.3 million is way too much for a golf course.
We agree on that.
Yeah.
All right.
But, you know, something's got to be done on our golf course out there to help the people that drive. I don't play golf, you know, but the people that do drive out there, I think something does need to be done. And if we just patch it, all we're doing is putting a Band-Aid over it. I think if we're going to do it, let's do it right.
Well, we Band-Aid the pool, so we got to think about the pool. And Clint needs more cars and a lot of the.
There you go.
apartments Need more cars. So I think that before we make any decision on the golf cart path or a golf cart pool, it needs to come in the proper way, like a vote.
Well, that's why I went with the financing,
What was-
because the financing would have been a lot, sure,
What was the interest rate on the 4-year plan?
it was still 6%.
Still 6%?
Yeah.
Okay.
Both of them were.
But I still think that I visit the golf course periodically, and there is some more stuff that I think is actually needed outside.
Oh, yeah, I agree. There's
Yeah.
windows that need to be fixed and everything. You know, really what I'd like to do is just fix the whole thing at one time. Let's just finance the whole thing.
That's right.
But you know, you can't do that in the city that don't have all the money. Cause you know, I really think personnel is a lot more important than cars and trucks. I mean, I know you gotta have both,
Right.
but, I think we need to get all our departments up to par. But also, I don't think we ought to, neglect our park and rec department either.
Yes, I agree.
We agree.
Can the street department do the cart repairs?
No,
Repair
no,
the
they don't have the paving equipment to do it.
Yeah, that's right.
patching of
We
the
saw-
asphalt? Y'all don't do?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Willis, do you have anything else on the golf
Let's
cart?
move on.
Ken, do you have anything? All right, so I do have some things. So on the golf cart path, so in my opinion, luckily in my other hat I get to wear, I do know that there are a lot of industries that are wanting to locate to this area. And I know that they're wanting to provide jobs for our citizens. In one instance, I got to talk to somebody and they was talking about they were going to be able to bring 140 jobs to Muscle Shoals, Alabama on this one project. And I do know, doing what I do with infrastructure, that they're going to need some help. So in my opinion, I do believe the golf cart path probably needs repaired, but I have talked to Scott Clayton on numerous times, who is the golf course, what is his title? General manager. He says it does not need repairing. I even went to dinner with a guy that plays in what they call the big group. I don't know what that is, but he told me that he does not think the golf cart path needs to be repaired.
Before other things.
Before other things. But I feel like the $800,000, if we're going to spend it, would come better spent on infrastructure for jobs for our city. Don't get me wrong. I love the golf course. And if the doctor will release me tomorrow, I'm going to try to get out there on that golf course and I'm going to try it out and beat Chris at golf. I hope.
You better not ride on the path.
Doing that?
Don't ride on the path.
Still ride on the path after surgery. I'm gonna have to ride in the grass. So I agree. I know when I do have played golf there, my clubs take a beating on that. But talking to the golf course general manager, he plays thousands of courses around here. And he says a lot of courses only have cart paths at the tee boxes and the greens. So in between what they do, because we have tree roots that grow up. So in between, they do this crunched up asphalt looking stuff and you keep it poisoned. And so when you drive through that part of the cart path, it conforms to the roots and it makes it a smoother ride. And I believe we could do that for a lot less than 800,000. So you got my 2 cents worth. You've gotten everybody's 2 cents worth. Does anybody have anything else on the golf cart path?
I don't, I'm beat again, so let's roll on to the next one.
That's right. Let's hit the next one. So this one is the discussion of the fire and police department parking lot resurfacing project. And I'm going to start with Mr. Hall again.
Sorry about that. I lost my train of thought. What did you say?
So the discussion now is about the fire and police department parking lots resurfacing project.
No brainer. Let's do it.
Do it. Chris has said do it. Gina?
Do we have bids or anything on that
We're
yet?
going to have.
No, we're gonna get
I would
bids.
say
We just
let's
got a
get
quote.
bids and
We
see
got a quote.
what's,
The quote came in, what made it?
About $304,000.
$304,000. What?
But now that also includes not just the asphalt, not just redoing the asphalt, but also we're gonna fix drainage back there, back behind the fire department there. I also told Chief, yes, sir. All that area is gonna be asphalt there. We're gonna do the police and the fire for that.
So
is
one,
there a need for that, Clint, John?
Which area, which fire?
the whole thing,
Station 1.
station one. What, Clint, you've been there the longest. When the last time it was paved?
Wait.
Hadn't been paved in 32
we only
years.
look-
Yeah, that's, I knew when I was on the council in 96, it had not been paved. Yep.
That'd be my first question. How long?
So I do believe we're in all, now I believe we're all in agreement on that, so we will be able to definitely, I think that's on our agenda. Is that on our agenda to
Let's get
vote
some
on?
bids on
I
that.
think it's not on our agenda.
Well, let me ask you something, Mr. Lynn. Do you want that, can we get Mr. Williams to go ahead and get that ready for bid?
Yeah, we're going, when we get to the agenda, we'll
Okay.
put it on the agenda.
Okay.
It overlaps the way we talk. He mentioned, Chief Reddick and myself, just to look, see what we were looking at, and they drilled, like they just gonna look. Of course, he just estimated it, not this, and he looked at the fuel loss. When they did the fuel loss correctly, I think, it was more like you knew about it. So, and that happened since I've been here, well, when they did that, they just basically just asphalt over ground. So that's why it's in such bad shape. So if this is done the way we presented it, I don't think you'll have to worry about it for a really long. I don't know anything about asphalt, but I know it's gonna go some years this way. It's gonna go.
Is there anything special that needs to be done around those pumps?
No, that's the mountain that's building up, get it back down.
We didn't build it last time, we had some asphalt production, so paving the ground, and they just went in there, covered. We just had some left. It needs time,
But with today's laws, there's nothing special that has to be done around the pumps.
This actually out where it used to be gravel, where the surplus stuff go, so that's not gonna affect the pumps, everything around the pumps is concrete. So the biggest issue, this is the drainage issue, because all rocks and asphalt stuff are deteriorating, and it's causing the mud stuff to come out, and it's washed across my back, so I mean, we wash it off, and my whole parking lot's bad already, so it's just causing some drainage issues as well. And I believe we can push that.
All right. So I think that's it for any more discussion on the work session. I think we're
That's all I got.
all ready to roll right into the the actual meeting. Jasmine, you got, the attorney has something for the work session.
Aren't you going to discuss who's making motions and such?
No, we hadn't even opened the regular meeting yet, so
We've got to talk about that reimbursement. But
that's on the work, that's
Okay.
on the agenda.
All right,
Yep.
good deal.
All right. All right, so we're gonna call the meeting to order. Jasmine, will you call roll?
Mr. Hall,
Here.
Ms. Clark,
Here,
Mr. Thompson,
Here.
Mr. Stockwell,
Here.
and Mr. Lindley.
Here. Mr. Vance, will you lead us in prayer?
Father, we come to you today in the name of your son. Lord, we pray for Mr. Mercy and grace on the city. Pray for our mayor and council, Lord, that you give them spirit of direction, cooperation. We got them as they make decisions for our city and for the citizens, Lord. Ultimately for your good. Just commit this meeting to you and ask you.
Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yep. Oh. Okay. So before we approve the agenda, do I have a motion to seek bids for resurfacing the fire department and police department parking lots?
I'll make a motion to seek bids for the resurfacing of the police and fire.
Do I have a second?
I'll second her motion.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? All right, we will add that to the agenda.
So we're not going to seek bids for the golf cart path.
Not at this time. I mean,
Everybody's in agreement with that.
Of course, I don't disagree, but I don't have a vote.
all right. So do I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
I'll
Go ahead.
Sir. Go ahead, sorry about that, Will.
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we need approval of the minutes for June 15th, 2026 council meeting. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes for the council meeting of June 15th, 2026?
I'll make the motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second his motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, mayor's comments.
I want to thank Mr. Fleming for the job they've been doing, all his men. Still got our street sweeper going, washing of everything, getting the shrubs and stuff out of the police department. Miss Woodall, I think she still has her, is it Beats and Eats going on Thursday nights, and it goes through this whole month of July. And also the 23rd, we'll be having the block party down here from 7 to 9. And it'll also be going on with Beats and Eats. And I also want to thank our two chiefs there for the job they've been doing. And hopefully when we get that paid, the bids go out, well, that's going to look a lot better, because that sort of is the center of our town down there. I do appreciate that. But other than that, Mr. Lindley, that's all I got, sir.
Thank you, Mayor. All right, so next is the reports of officers. Chief Hyde, revisions to the fire department pay proposal.
I emailed y'all. Did y'all get the email I sent on the revision for the pay proposal? And if you didn't, I can resend it, but I'll just kind of run through it real quick, and I'll hit the points that are really the high points that matter the most. When we did the pay proposal, and this is all on the fire department, there's about 4 different ways, you can Google it, there's about 4 different ways that fire departments across the country get paid on the hours. We thought we were on the 2920 pay structure. We're on the 2928 pay structure through City Hall. They were not involved in what we worked on. So I'll take all responsibility for this. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter whose fault it is. It's got to be fixed. So there's 1 or 2 ways we can fix it. Jasmine has sent me over a spreadsheet for me to adjust numbers on to try to make it where to work with their budgeting. So the original deal that we talked about, to leave the hourly rate the same way with my hours presented to y'all on the approved budget, it's going to increase. And we didn't run through those numbers, so I can't give you an overall, but just on the low level, my firefighter level, you're looking at another $3,000 per year for the firemen, not at the rank guys are way more. So I was like, that's not an option. So we went back to the drawing board, or we went to the drawing board, and we worked on what I sent y'all. The proposal I sent y'all has two parts to it. It has the part for the hourly rate of what the employees are going to be making, and then it shows you what they were approved annually, and it shows you what the new approval will be if y'all vote on it. At the bottom of that chart, it shows you what the difference is going to be at the end of the day. I put the numbers in and got them as close as I possibly could. I worked on this all week last week. Jasmine worked with me a lot on it. So the closest we could get was $680.74 a year, and that's to the city's benefit. So my guys will be losing anywhere between 30 cents and $30 per year. But I felt like it wasn't right to keep coming. Like I love the city. I've been in the city my whole life. I'm not trying to take money from the city. The pay proposal wasn't a jab at the city, or it was what's right and what other departments our size are doing. I also understand that we need to be realistic and keep things logical. And I feel like doing this, I hate to take anything from my guys. I'm for my guys. The job they do, unless you're working beside them, you can't fully understand that. I think Chief Rec will agree with his guys. We're not better than anybody. We just deal with problems that most people do not ever have to see. With that being said, this was the best fit for the city and the guys, in my opinion. When you look at $30 over a course of 12 months, that's really not that much money. I mean, in my opinion. So the other chart that's on here, because when we fixed that chart, I didn't want us to be 10 years down the road and be back where we were, where guys were coming in lesser than the previous start out guy was. So we had to adjust the other chart, which is a longevity raise and structure chart that we did previously. So on that chart, due to the numbers being wrong on my end, the biggest issue is not the 8 hours. The biggest issue is, Jasmine, y'all were using 252-hour overtime hours on y'all's 29, 28, and I was like 100 and some, I don't remember, but like it was the overtime hours caused the problem. So even when I changed things 10 cents, it changed it $1,000 for the year. So it was a huge issue. So on this chart, I had to have a start point, the same structure that we approved. It had a start point for the non-certified firefighter, a certified start point, and then even a 2-year start point. So when I hire somebody from a previous organization that has 2 or more years, we know where to start them. So all those numbers had to be adjusted as well, so it would work out in the end, if that makes any sense. So when I did that, the way this chart's built out on the formula with a spreadsheet with the different hours, the annual salary on this chart with what y'all approved on the previous chart is a difference. So for just example, a certified firefighter come in at 55, y'all approve 54, but that's not, then you got to factor in overtime, holiday, incentives, all that. So this is not the chart that gives the end of the year salary. Even though this chart shows approved salaries being more on it, it's not the overall. The overall is the 680.74 difference that is on the chart of what each one of my employees will make. It has their name, it has the hourly rate, it has their incentives, it has their holiday, overtime. The annual total on that chart where it says total, and then over to the right where it says approved. The approved is what they are currently in at. The total is what their annual will be without any overtime worked extra. So that's the chart that they will be making. It's very confusing. Our pay has always been confusing.
Very.
It confuses everybody. And I hope we got it right this time. According to Jasmine, this is the way they do it. So I think we're on the same page now. But this wasn't me coming to y'all trying to get more money. We just got to fix a problem. I'll just take it. I created the problem because I thought we were on 2920.
So you're saying you need a branding like Chief.
I would love
Greg
that. Is that an option?
No,
You sure?
You cannot have
It would
Brandon.
make my life a lot easier, but
That's right.
I don't think they make them like Brandon anymore, so I don't know.
That's right.
John, I do want to say thank you for coming and making us aware. But one of the things we talked about on the raises was that's one of the reasons we wanted the accounting
I
department
understand.
just to look over stuff so there wouldn't be a miscalculation
understand.
somewhere. That was the reason. That's their job. So, but
I
thank you
understand.
for
Yes, ma'am.
coming to us and explaining it to us,
Yes, ma'am.
even though it is still confusing.
Well, this, we've worked through it. It makes sense, and we're both on the same page. So I
Okay.
think this will fix the problem, and it doesn't cost the city any more money, so.
Okay, thank
All
you.
So is everybody clear as mud on that?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So as long as Jasmine, the CFO, knows what's going on, I think we got it going. We got it moving in the right direction. Okay, the next is approval for reimbursement to Susan Bentley for eligible expenses. Do we have anybody that's going to talk that or?
Yeah, I'll talk, me and Jasmine, I'll talk about,
Okay.
yeah. Miss Bentley, what we did is that the city and the Handy Festival, kind of wanted to go in together. So the city is the main organizer of that, so she had already had to pay the band and some other people $2,250. But all the money's being ran through us, so she had written a check and I gave Jasmine all that and the receipts that she asked for it. So we're just going to reimburse her for her paying for the band, and I forgot who all she's paid for.
It was Ben, Handy Feet, and Flyers.
Yeah,
So she's not sponsoring it, we're sponsoring it.
no, the city sponsoring along with the Handy, it's a combined thing, both, yeah.
So we have several sponsors.
Okay.
So was the sponsorships enough to cover?
Yeah.
Because I thought we were just providing the fire.
All the money we've got, I think we like, $1,500, and that's the two banks, and that's my money that we got, that I've got to get from them. And, there's one more that she called me about, is already wanting to give also. Yeah, but the money's there to cover it. It's going to cost the city anything.
So is there any kind of way that we can actually change that instead of us writing a check to her to reflect this being a Handy event? Instead of writing the check out to her, we make it out to maybe the Handy, and may they in turn pay her, because it looked like we're paying her for it, even though the money has already come in.
I can't answer yes or no on that.
Jasmine,
I mean, they would have to reimburse her and then we would have to cut them a check. We can
Okay,
do that, but they would have to agree to reimburse Ms.
So
Bentley.
that would be us not reimbursing an individual, that would be reimbursing the Handy Fest. Okay, let's
Right.
try to do that.
So,
way.
so basically what we need to do is to, so I can, when I talk to her tomorrow, is we need to get the check written to the Handy people, and then the Handy people need to write it there.
Right.
Yeah,
It's not a
That's what
problem.
I would
That'd
suggest.
work.
Yeah.
All right, that one was very simple. I like that one. So anyway.
Okay.
All right, and then now we're gonna go to the, he's talking, so we'll let him finish. So now we're up, you're Mr. Boardman, you're up, not Mr. Skinner. So
Mr. Skinner's here though, isn't he?
he is, yeah.
Council, the first item on the agenda is the approval of a resolution appointing a member to the Muscle Shoals Utility Board to fill the vacancy that will, a term that will run until July 2032. You have two applicants, Ms. Burgess and Mr. Hughley.
And I am going to recuse myself from that. So someone else will have to make the motion in the second.
I'll make the motion to appoint the Utilities Board. Is that what you needed?
Well, the individual,
By roll call vote?
right, yep. Mr. Hall?
Yeah.
No, you've got the gavel now.
Oh, I do? All right, let's, we got a second?
I'll second.
I'll second.
All right, Jazz, will you call the roll?
Mr. Hall?
Yay.
We're going.
Oh, okay,
Just roll
my
call.
bad.
Is you,
Wayland Hughley.
Ms. Clark?
Waylon Hughley.
Mr. Thompson?
Waylon Hughley.
And Mr. Stockwell?
Wayland Hughley.
Give him back the hammer.
Get the hammer back. All right, now we're ready for the second one.
The second one, council, is a resolution appointing a member to the Board of Education to fulfill the unexpired term. The council solicited applications. Mr. Allen has withdrawn his application, but you already have applications from Ms. Burns, Ms. Franks, Mr. Madden, Ms. Quillen, and Mr. Quillen and Ms. Williams.
All right, do I have a motion for the approval of appointing a member to the Muscle Shoals Board of Education?
I'll make a motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll again second Ms. Clark's motion.
All right, Jasmine, roll call.
Mr. Hall?
Caitlin Burns.
Ms. Clark?
Caitlin Burns.
Mr. Thompson?
Caitlin Burns.
Mr. Stockwell?
Caitlin Burns.
Mr. Lindley?
Caitlin Burns.
Council, your next is a resolution approving the pay revisions we've just discussed so intensively, that correcting the errors that were previously made on April 6th.
All right. Do I have a motion for the consideration of resolution approving the revisions made to the fire department pay proposal?
Mr. President, I make that motion to approve the revision.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right.
Council, the next resolution is a resolution authorizing the purchase for $9,700 for a dump trailer for Park and Rec and appropriating funds from the general fund reserves.
Do I have a motion for the purchase of a 14 LP Big Tex trailer, dump trailer for Park and Rec?
Mr. President, I'll make that motion. We approve the resolution authorizing that purchase.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Council, the next is a resolution where the city council makes a specific directive to move the identified copier in question, it's already owned by the city itself, from the city clerk's department to the Parks and Recs department.
So I have a motion authorizing the transfer of copier from the city clerk to the Park and Rec.
I'll make the motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Council, the next resolution is a resolution authorizing the purchase of a 30-foot towable electric boom lift for just over $30,000 for Park and Rec Department, and again appropriating the funds from the general reserves.
All right. Do I have a motion to consider the approval of the purchase of this T350 towable electric boom for the Park and Rec?
Mr. President, I'll make that motion that we approve that resolution.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Council, the final resolution before you is a resolution to provide funding in the amount of $16,400 to the Civil Service Board, a figure picked by them to be able to hire an investigator and to retain an attorney.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Do I have a motion for the consideration of the resolution authorizing the funding for Civil Service Board and its support, operation, and administration of employee grievance matters?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All right. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? All right.
Council, the next item on the agenda is an executive session. As an attorney licensed to practice law in Alabama, I certified of the Muscle Shoals City Council that the city council can enter into executive session to discuss the legal ramifications of and legal options for pending litigation, controversies not yet litigated, but imminently likely to be litigated if the city pursues a certain course of action. Any action, of course, that the city would take as a result of the executive session will be done in public. This complies with Alabama Code Section 3625A 7A3. I estimate the executive session will last 45 minutes,
I think so. Yeah.
but no action to be taken in that.
Do I have a motion to go into executive session?
I'll make that motion, Mr. President.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
And
Any opposed?
for the record, if we could note that was a unanimous vote.
Unanimous vote.
Council, will we now adjourn to the meeting room?
Yes, sir. Into the conference.
We'll go back. Let's go get her.
So it's just, yeah, on the agenda, it just says it, they just talk about, I'm not sure what they're talking about actually. So, because he stated that under the Alabama code, we're able to go into executive session, so then when they're done, they'll come back. Mhm. They come back. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you'll see it on the live. Yeah. Uh-huh. Check. Bye, Chrissy.
she just said, she's savage, she said, hey, Jim, I think you will be on. Yeah, but not in the morning, like 5:30.
Good to see you, anyway.
See y'all.
Congratulations.
Good to see y'all.
Yeah.
Ain't gonna hang around. They're gonna go a while. 45 minutes, I'm gonna go home. Yeah. Appreciate it.
Congratulations. We'll be on Thursday.
Okay, good.
Yes, Don will be chairman this week.
It's like a few months.
Y'all remember me?
Yeah, that's right. See you, man. When radio came on. She no, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Let's go footer.
I don't trust him there a lot. I cannot believe.
I really do try, but I say on this plan, I really feel like I get away from it. It's their fault, no, hey, it is their fault. No. This is environment, it's not their fault, because I have to look at the environment, but all the guys before me, I was already back. But they had to, so like, my current state is not anybody that works on this state, and all of those guys like Donald Ray, I will make them. Everybody, watch it.
You know what I do a lot? I serve on the, that way I'm upstairs. No, I'm upstairs running lyrics. I'm up there doing the PowerPoint, so I'm not. So, yeah.
I will get it. That's all it's like. They come out and say that, I don't know.
Is it on the beach?
No, it's off the beach.
Across the street?
From it,
Across the street. Where at?
down in Gulf Shores.
2 bedroom?
You want to buy it?
How much?
100, I won't say 100, about 320.
Are we live, Jasmine? If I had the money, I would be live. And I'd move tomorrow.
No, you wouldn't need to. You don't never buy a place. So,
I want to buy something somewhere though, one day. If
you don't, look here, you don't think, unless you sell your house up here. and you
Right, I
do
mean,
that,
I'm gonna move there.
Yeah, if you move there, you'll take, you don't have two places.
Just missing ones.
No, Chris will be there.
Where's Chris go?
I think he went by the restroom.
Bathroom.
He did. He stopped in there.
I hope I got it.
All right. Can I get a motion to come out of the executive session?
I'll make the motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Mr. Boardman?
Council, I spoke with the president. This is not something we discussed in executive session, but I think you are owed an answer given what Mr. Underwood said today. The litigation filed by Mr. Underwood was properly submitted to the insurance company, the Alabama Mutual Insurance Company. That's who insures us. That's what we do when we have lawsuits. Without consulting the city at all, they agreed to settle the case by agreeing to Mr. Underwood's demand to settle the case for $500. A city official objected to that, and we were told by AMEC that that's their decision, and they did it for economic reasons. The settlement agreement I envision will include a statement signed with it that is without an admission of liability by the city, and that Mr. Underwood, in order to receive that money, will have to give a release acknowledging that there is no admission of guilt by the city for the settlement of that lawsuit. So again, we had nothing to do with it. It was separate counsel that was retained by AMEC. I didn't even know about it till it was already done and received the objection from the city official. So just so you know what happened.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Chris, you got anything?
No, sir.
Gina?
No.
Willis?
Well, thank everyone for standing around and appreciate you guys' support. Thank you all for what you all do for our lovely city.
Ken's good. I'm just gonna say, the flags, there's only a few people left in here, but the mayor did an outstanding job on getting those flags. And then when me being the flag guy, and I do have on flag socks tonight, but me being the flag guy, and I wish Kevin was still here to tell him, because when they were put up the wrong way and the mayor, and we worked tirelessly with Wes Sherrill at Image, what's his company's name?
Images of
Image
of
Two.
the shows, I believe.
And he worked tirelessly to get those flags reordered, and it was no fault of us. It didn't cost us anything. They were actually printed wrong, and we got the flags up before the 4th of July. And I'm telling you what, you drive down Avalon and see those flags, and it means a lot. And I appreciate everybody that worked extremely hard on that. And the only thing else I have is September is Veteran Suicide Awareness. We'll be doing that same event again this year. We'll get more details into that. But in 2024, to put in perspective, 150 veterans committed suicide. So we need to be aware of that. Got to read my part. Any person wishing to appear at the meeting shall notify the clerk's office by 3 p.m. on Thursday preceding the meeting of the intent to speak, the subject matter they wish to address at that meeting. And we do not have any board vacancies coming up at this time. Do I have a motion to adjourn this meeting?
So moved.
All right, meeting adjourned. Yeah, you did.
Thank you, man.